Hello, happy to meet you all again in the Kade Galata storytelling channel. Hope you're all doing good. I have been getting many comments saying that these stories are really liked by you, and these stories actually helped you in your schoolwork and in your other activities. I'm so happy and glad to read those comments, and it makes me to explore more stories and to tell you more stories. Thanks a lot for that. In the folk tales of India, we have so far seen 14 stories from 14 different states of India, and now we have been covering the states from the northern part of India. We are done with Punjab, Himachal Pradesh. Today we will go and explore Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand lies next to Himachal Pradesh. The large state of Uttar Pradesh gave up 13 districts to create a spectacular state, Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand has got high mountains and glaciers, which are sources of great rivers. The two important rivers that originate here are Ganga and Yamuna. The climate and vegetation differs according to the heights in Uttarakhand, as it has got icy glaciers in the north and tropical forest in the south. Many Hindu epics were either written or set here. The official language spoken is Hindi, and the other two languages that are spoken are Garhwal and Kumaoni. Garhwal and Kumaoni belong to Pahari language. Pahari is a group of Indo-Aryan language that is spoken in the lower ranges of Himalayas. Interestingly, this state has got two capitals. Gairsen became its summer capital recently in the year 2020, and Dehradun is its winter capital. In the year 1973, a historical event happened in this place, and it is the Chipko movement. I'm sure you must have all heard about it. However, the original Chipko movement dates back to 18th century, and it was started by Bishnoi community of Rajasthan. That story I told you in the folktale of Rajasthan. Hope you remember that. Similarly, in Chamoli district in Uttarakhand in the year 1973, the contractors cut down the trees, causing deforestation and depriving the villages of their income. So the village women, they hugged the trees to prevent them from being cut. The word Chipko comes from the word embrace, as the villagers, they hug the village women, they hug the trees and they encircle them to prevent them from being hacked. Sundarlal Bahuguna, a Gandhian activist, campaigned along with the village women to protect the mountains and rivers. He walked 5,000 kilometers across the Himalayas and gave the slogan for the Chipko movement. The slogan is, "Ecology is permanent economy." So these are some facts about the state, and now we will move to the story. In the month of Chaitra, which is around mid-April, the sun gathers heat and all kinds of berries ripen in Uttarakhand, some on the thorny bushes and others on the tall trees. Among them is the luscious red Kafal, and it is called as bayberry in English. Kafal is the traditional fruit of Uttarakhand, and it grows on leafy trees. When the hard green Kafal turns red and juicy, the sounds of two birds echo in the hills and valleys of Uttarakhand. One of the birds say, "Kafal pako, mena chako." It is in the language Pahari, and it means the Kafal is ripe, but I didn't taste it. While the other bird says, "Pur putai purepar," it means they're all there, they're all there. What are these two birds saying? The people who lived in the hills believed these two birds to be a mother and a daughter who lived long ago, very long ago. And the story goes like this. In the month of Chaitra, days long past, when the trees were laden with berries and kafals, a village woman named Saru set off early in the morning to pluck the kafals. She found a tall tree with a lot of kafals in that. She, tucking her white cotton ghagra, she climbed up the tree and started plucking the kafals. She had a daughter named Harley who had accompanied her and who had helped her mother by picking the kafals that had fallen in the ground. Soon the mother and the daughter filled a big basket with kafals, and they were so excited. Satisfied with their morning work, they set off towards home. The mother said, "We are very lucky today. We have a big basket of kafals. When your father and brother comes back home, they are going to just enjoy it." Yes, mother, we will also put a little bit of salt in that so that it will taste even better, said the little girl. Soon they reached home. The mother placed the basket in the corner of a stone paved courtyard, and she had a lot of work to do. She had to cook, fodder had to be brought for the animals, and fields had to be weeded. Harley was a small little girl who was too small to help her mother in all this work. So, Saru told her daughter, Harley dear, just sit next to the basket and guard the basket from the stray goats. You know what they would do? They would come and What would they do? They would come and munch on them. Giggled Harley. And one more thing, Saru said, one more important thing, just don't even eat one kafal. I will come and give the best ones for you. If you eat the raw ones, your stomach would be upset. Yes, mother, promised Harley, and Saru went into the kitchen to start with her work. Harley was such a sweet girl. As instructed by her mother, she sat next to the basket and she guarded it from the stray goats. But the sight of the red delicious kafal just tempted her, and she just longed to put one kafal into her mouth. She could almost get the sour and sweet taste of the fruit in her tongue. But she had promised her mother. She was such a sweet girl, I told you, right? So, in order to control her temptation, you know what she did? She made a doll out of the rags and started playing with the doll. Such a sweet girl she was, right? The sun used to be very strong in the afternoon in the month of Chaitra. So, even though Saru had lined the basket with the leaves from the same tree, the heat wilted the kafals and it shrunk in size. When the afternoon was giving way to the beginning of evening, Saru was done with all her work. She was so tired and exhausted. She took a long drink of water from the earthen pot that was kept in the corner of the stone paved courtyard, and her eyes fell on the basket. She was shocked when she saw the basket. The kafals had decreased in quantity. In the morning, they were just till the brim of the basket, and now they were just 3/4 the basket. Without thinking for a moment, Saru just yelled at Harley. She shouted at Harley. She said, Harley, you have just finished 1/4 of the basket. Did I not tell you I will come and give you the best ones for you? You greedy girl. Harley innocently said, no, mother, I didn't even touch one kafal from that. I had promised you, right? I didn't even touch one. You disobey me, and on the top of that you tell lies? Just see what I am going to do. Saru shouted at poor Harley. She sprang up in fear. The sight of her mother's angry face terrified her. She just threw the doll and she just started running. This made her mother even more furious, and she started chasing her. Harley ran very fast, but in no time Saru caught her. Harley just shouted in fear. She was just terrified. At that time, a strange thing happened. You know what happened? Harley began to shrink in size, and fins and feathers sprouted out of her body. As her mother was standing there stunned, just before her eyes, Harley turned into a bird and flew up in the sky far away from her mother's reach. Saru was just standing there. She was just wondering if she had lost her mind. How could a girl suddenly turn into a bird? Was her imagination playing some tricks on her? She wondered, maybe Harley is still playing in the courtyard with her doll. She just ran to the courtyard to see if Harley was there, but Harley was nowhere to be seen. And her eyes again fell on the basket. When she saw the basket, her heart just stopped for a moment. You know what she saw? The kafals were again till the brim of the basket as it had been in the morning. You know what had happened? The cool breeze that blew from the nearby forest had made the shriveled Kafals look fresh and plump again. As I told you, the heat had just shrunk the Kafals, and when the evening breeze blew from the nearby forest, they had made the shriveled Kafals look fresh and juicy and plump again, and they filled the basket till the brim. Just then, Saru realized it. She sank to the ground in deep sorrow. What a terrible thing I have done. I have doubted my own daughter, and I was trying to punish her for something that she had not done. What a terrible mother I am. I didn't even listen to her. She just cried continuously. She was just weeping bitterly, and she was just repeating the words, Pur putai pure par. They are all there, they are all there, they are all there. She was just repeating those words. So strong was her desire and so deep was her sorrow that she also turned into a bird and flew up in the sky in search of her daughter. Soon she found her daughter, and to this day the people who lived in the hills could see the two birds flying in the sky, one of them saying, Kafal Pako, Mina Chako. The Kafal is ripe, but I didn't taste it. One of them insisting that, the daughter insisting that she didn't lie, while the other bird saying, I know dear, they are all there. Pur putai pure par. I know dear, they are all there, they are all there. So from that day, the mothers, the parents just thought twice before they punished their child. Very nice story, isn't it? This is not only for the parents, this is for everybody, and this tells us how we have to think twice before we react to something. It tells us how important it is to think several times before we react to something, right? Such a sweet story. I am sure all the children would love this story. So, I'll meet you in another folktale soon. Hope you enjoyed the story. See you.